During October, Neptune Auto Repair in Pittsburgh is raising money for cancer victims, and you can help. $50 of every brake job and $10 of every oil change will be donated to Angels Among Us. Book your service appointment with Neptune today and help local cancer patients with financial needs.
Hi, everybody. Tom Van Hoy with this week's Pitt State Football Showcase, brought to you by Neptune Auto Service. This time with Pitt State senior offensive tackle Cody Holland. 6'6", 334, fifth-year senior from Neosho. Honorable mention All-American tackle by Don Hanson's football committee last year. Asked to move from the right side to the left side this season, excelling there as well. The game against Northwest Missouri in Kansas City Saturday afternoon will be his 35th start. 5 in 2010 after a redshirt year in 2009. Started all 14 games the national championship season in 2011 and all 10 games last year, plus the first 6 this season. The Pitt State offense very good again this year, averaging 47.8 points per game. Off wins over Abilene Christian at home 28-20 and 31-21 at Central Missouri last Saturday. This followed easy wins the first 4 games. A balanced offense at 269.5 yards rushing, 284 pass, and 553.5 total. Will be challenged, though, by a solid Northwest Missouri defense, allowing 305 yards per game and just 15.2 points. So after relatively easy wins the first 4 games, how important was it prior to Northwest Missouri to beat teams like Abilene Christian and Central Missouri? Here's Cody Holland.
I think it's been very important. We're able to keep the momentum going, not only through the first 4 games, but against 2 teams that were great opponents.
Well, I know coaches talk about it, and you've heard it a lot, I'm sure, to take it one game at a time. But as a player, how tough has it been for you not to look ahead?
I always look ahead to next couple weeks, but personally, I've been just trying to focus on the week, been not letting other opponents get in the way, and just doing my best to focus on what matters right now at this moment. And since it's Monday, Northwest right now is what matters.
Do you get the sense that this is a Pitt State team that can do that, just take it game by game?
Through the first 6 weeks, I believe we can. I think we've done a good job of staying focused week to week and not looking forward. I mean, through the season so far, nobody's really been circling any names or talking about any future opponents. We've just been going in and day out and working on what we got to get better every single day.
Mentioned the last 2 ball games against Abilene Christian and Central. Those are games where you actually trailed in those games, had a little bit of adversity. Was that good from that standpoint to know you can come back from that?
I think it kind of it puts a little bit of I can't think of the right word, but
yeah,
I think it's a good thing. I mean, we've shown to ourselves that when we get hit in the mouth, we are able to come back into the fight and keep going and not give up because of one small play, because we got 4 quarters in the whole game.
A lot of conversation, and we visited with a lot of Pitt State players and talking about playing at home and the tremendous atmosphere there at Kearney Smith Stadium. You like playing on the road? Did you like to go up Central last week and play?
It's what Coach Beck kind of refers whenever we go on away games. It's just the team. So whenever we go on away games, it's nice to just be able to be us, and it's all for us. We don't have our stadium to support us. We have great fans who travel, but we don't have our 10,000 fans like we do at home. So I mean, being able to just get together with the team, our small group, and be able to succeed, it's a great feeling.
Tom Van Hoy, we're visiting with Cody Holland out of the Neosho at 6'6", 334 senior, All-American tackle. And I say that you're an All-American tackle last year, and you had to switch positions this year over to the left side. How's that been for you?
So far, it's worked out really well. I'm getting used to being on the left side and just changing my technique little ways to step different ways and pass it from the left-handed stance. But it's coming along very well.
Yeah, how difficult is that? People probably don't have any idea what it's like to move from one side to the other. They may think, well, you just go over there. But it does change some things, doesn't it, for you?
Well, for me, I'd played on the right side pretty much since I got to Pittsburgh, and it was different figuring out the little keys and kicking with my opposite foot back, and now stepping predominantly with my right side into DIR. It's taken a little while, but I'm starting to feel comfortable.
And you were an All-American on the other side, and to be asked your senior year to move to the left side, I guess obviously a team player, that's what they needed for you to do.
Yes, and whatever Coach Wells asks of me, I'm right there and willing to do whatever the team needs.
Well, this is a Pitt State offense that's very balanced, the run and the pass. You have to be able to run block and pass block. Is it difficult to do both of those?
We've at the beginning of the season, we've really worked on our pass setting out of a 3-point stance, and been able to do pass set out of a 3-point stance and also run block out of a 3-point stance. It's become very like second nature to be able to pass block and run block. And
is this a confident Pitt State offensive football team? I mean, when you take the field, you feel like you're going to score about every time you have the ball?
Yes, sir. That is our mindset and goal every time we step on the field, and we're confident that we can go out onto the field and do what we have to do to be able to be successful.
Well, you started all 14 games on that national championship team and all 10 games last year. Is there a different feeling on this year's football team compared to 1 year ago?
So far this season, there's a big we seem to be a lot more confident. I feel like we have that. We know what our goal is, and we know what we want to achieve at the end of the season. However, still, we have to take it one game at a time. I feel like everyone is all in and confident that we can reach our ultimate goal that we want to get to.
Tom Van Hoy today with Cody Holland, the All-American tackle for Pittsburgh State. And Cody, coming up on the Northwest game, that'll be your 36th start for Pitt State. Do you remember the first one back in 2010?
Oh yes, I still remember that start pretty well.
What does experience mean to you in terms of you're an offensive lineman, you get thrown in the mix there. You're a young guy back in 2010. You redshirted in 2009. Just from an experience standpoint, how important is that to you, and maybe to the guys up front as well?
I think the experience creates a comfort. I mean, when I'm comfortable stepping up to the line and knowing that I have to do, and with the experience, I feel like the game is not as fast. I'm able to see what's happening and understand it as it happens, rather than seeing it and then having to process it and then have an output.
How do you feel about this Pitt State offensive line overall? Pretty good?
I feel like we're a very solid group. I think we're pretty good. We're all experienced. We work together, and we get along, and we gel on and off the field.
You ever come off the field?
Not unless I lose my helmet. I do my best to be able to stay on the field.
Yeah, I always kind of jokingly talk with the defensive guys because, they rotate them in and out of there and they get a breather here and there. But you guys on the offensive line, you're pretty much in there the whole time, huh?
Oh, yeah. We expect to go in there and play 85 plays every game.
How about talk a little bit about communication along the offensive line, the continuity that you have together, and how important that is? How do you communicate and know what you're going to be doing on any particular play?
Well, Coach Wells, he does really good at the beginning of the week, setting up our game plan and our calls and what we need to be able to explain to each other. But whenever we get to the line, the cues and have been processed and pounded into our brain that we can get up on the line, we can read and see what we have to quickly, and we all know what to say. We communicate. We talk loud so everybody can hear.
Fifth-year senior now. Was it difficult for you to redshirt back in 2009?
It It wasn't too bad. I mean, everyone comes into college wanting to play right away, but having that redshirt year, I think it helped me develop a lot. It helped me get used to the speed of the game and get used to being a student athlete.
Well, you take on Northwest Missouri, Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, and I'd imagine you're looking forward to that challenge coming up on Saturday.
Oh yes, it's always great to be able to play another Saturday and be able to be up at Arrowhead with a quality opponent. It's very exciting for me, and I know my teammates also.
I know it's early in the week we're doing this, but you have a read on Northwest defensively. What kind of football team are they?
At this moment, I haven't taken a look this afternoon. I'm going to go up and I'm going to watch 20, 30 minutes of film, and I'll be able to get a feel for them.
We talked about playing at Arrowhead. What's that like as a player to have that opportunity, particularly one at the Division II level?
It's an awesome feeling. I mean, a lot of us aren't ever going to get to play at a stadium the size of Arrowhead, and being able to walk in there and know the tradition. And personally, me being a Chiefs fan all my life, it's awesome to be able to play on the same field as some of the greats.
Does experience, you've been there before, you've played at Arrowhead, does experience make a difference in the fact that you and many of your teammates at Pitt State have been in big games before?
Yeah, I really think it does, because we've been there. We know what we got to do. We know how we got to accomplish and what we got to do to accomplish our goals. And we've been there, and we've been successful, and we know how to handle a crowd, because there's a large crowd at Arrowhead, and I think the experience just helps us a lot.
Can your emotions early on, I mean, is that important to be able to handle that, particularly in a game like this at Arrowhead, the emotion of the moment, so to speak?
I think it is, because everyone gets emotional at the beginning of the game, but you got to be able to hold it in and realize that we're going to have 3 more quarters after the first quarter to play and still have to be emotional and ready.
So how did you end up at Pittsburgh State coming out of high school?
The big schools, they never ended up offering me, and it came down to Pittsburgh State was one of the schools. They recruited me heavily. The tradition is another reason that I'm in Pittsburgh. I couldn't be in a better place. Everyone in the town, they care about the university, and they want us to do great. And also the ability to do track too. I could have went to Missouri Southern and did both, but the pride of the city of Pittsburgh and everybody in the programs just put it over the top for me.
Does the track and field, has that been an advantage at all? Has that helped you with your football?
I think it gives me, in the spring, I think it's been able to give me a release from football. One thing is going with winter conditioning and everything. In the afternoon, I'm able to just go out there, relax, and throw, and let everything be.
How much have you been able to participate in spring ball at Pitt State?
My first spring here, I had an illness, and I couldn't participate. And then after that, it's just really been cooperating with the track team. If I have a track meet on Friday, I'll practice at the beginning of the week, then I'll shut down so I can be ready to go out and perform my best in track.
Well, this is your senior year. I don't know if sense of urgency is the right terminology there, but this is your senior year. Does it seem like it's gone very quickly for you? And I guess, is there some kind of sense that it's all going to come to an end at a certain point?
The last 4 years have went by with a blink. I feel like yesterday was I just got to campus. I mean, I want to be able to go out there and play my heart out and do my best till the end of the season.
Is it difficult to juggle athletics and academics?
It is. However, you got to have a plan set out to be able to deal with the rigors of going to practice every day and then coming home and doing your homework. If you don't have a plan, you're gonna not succeed. You're gonna fall on your face.
That's Pitt State senior left tackle Cody Holland on this week's Pitt State Football Showcase, brought to you by Neptune Auto Service. It is Pitt State Northwest Missouri, Arrowhead Stadium, Kansas City, Saturday afternoon, set to kick at about 3 o'clock. Ought to be another good one in a long line of Pitt State Northwest Missouri games with Division II national ramifications, as well as the MIAA. I'm Tom Van Hoy. I'm Tom